Well, hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for hanging out with me again today. Today is going to be fairly quick update of what's going on, some updates on projects and all that good stuff. So first, the TXT1. Got the issues sorted out. We no longer have the lean. You can kind of force it to lean a little bit just by smushing the thing, but straight down, straight up, we're nice and straight. So want to thank Bob from Uncle Bob's RC. I'd kind of figured it was something either with the links or with the shocks. And he commented saying, I'm pretty sure those have different links for the front and the rear. One has like a little cut in the center of it, and the other ones are completely smooth. And he's right. The ones that have the little cut go up front, and the ones that are smooth go in the back. And I wasn't paying attention, didn't measure them, and stuck the two cut ones on one side and the two uncut ones on the other side. So we had longer links on one side, shorter links on the other. That's fixed. Pain in the butt to pop those links on and off, but no big deal. The other thing was the crusty leg that was on that resistor, the terminal that on the end of the wire. Let's not do that. So the crusty leg that was on the resistor that I cleaned up, that's fine. It's the plug that plugs onto that. It was really hard to clean out. So I got in there with a pick, scraped it out really well, put a little dab of dielectric grease on there, and basically when I opened it up, the lead had fallen off, and I think playing with it, messing with it, had loosened it up. So I think over one of those jumps or tumbles or something, the lead actually fell off. So took the pliers, kind of crimped it down a little bit tighter, and now it's on there nice and solid. So I think we're good. So this will get back out at some point. More than likely, if we do get some snow, that's probably when I'll get it back out. Just a, big monster truck romping around the snow. And it's not difficult to clean up after that. So this one is ready to go again. Started working on this yesterday. Got a good bit of it done. But I can kind of see why this was not a huge seller, especially for the $430, $450 price or whatever they released them at. Yeah, it is not a $450 car by any means. So I'm really glad that, I only paid $250 with shipping to get it. And even at that price, it's a little bit of a stretch. But we'll go over all the little things that I battled with this one in its own video. So hopefully the chassis is done. Everything is ready to go except for the body. I need to actually paint the body, figure out exactly how I'm going to paint the body. I am not doing it box art. It may have some yellow in it, but it's not going to be primarily yellow. So I'm not really a huge fan of yellow cars anyway. Lunchbox and maybe one or two others excluded. Now, neon yellow, not bad. So it may get some neon colors on it versus just blah yellow. But that's coming up soon. The SC10, the Habao short course truck, that is done and ready to go. Not going to run it until I can get it over to Al's on his big track and, be able to get over there and enjoy, driving around the track. It's going to be entirely too fast for my track. So all I'm going to do is hit pipes and tear stuff up out there. Now, speaking of Al, he did come over last week, and we took a couple cars out and ran them around. So one I had was a little juicy WB12 Pro. This thing is just fun, ripping it around the track. It does really well. You really have to dial it. Well, I had it on 3S, to be fair. On 3S, you really have to dial it back. I think I was about 60% throttle, and even that, I couldn't really get full throttle on the track. But out on the grass, this thing is a blast. It is just a mad ripper. Really tough little buggy, and just had fun with it. Obviously, have not cleaned it up yet, but this one is not too bad. Also took out the Kyoto Dirtmaster. Now, this one had a lot of sand and stuff inside, but overall did not come in too bad. It definitely needs to be cleaned up. mostly tires, and you know, it's still crap falling out of it. But yeah, this one, mostly track. It's so low, it's dragging its belly on the grass, and two-wheel drive. It was kind of wet out there, so it was, and these little tiny pins don't give it enough traction on wet grass, so it was a little bit, spin out happy on that. Track did fine. The Typhon. Well, it was fun till it wasn't. It did really well. It was, we had set up, and I'm sorry, we don't have any video of this. Neither one of us, put cameras on or anything like that. This was just us out there goofing around and having fun. We had set up kind of just a little track out there in the grass next to the actual track, because obviously these are too big and fast for my little tiny track. So anyway, we got out there, was ripping around, and was having a great time. He had his Typhon, I had mine, and we're just kind of chasing each other around, having a good time. It came in front of us, was flying down the hill, and evidently I was kind of turning to head towards the corner, and it bobbled. So when it bobbled, I guess it kind of hopped sideways and planted the tires. Next thing I know, this thing is like 4 or 5 feet in the air doing a death spiral, hits the ground, blah, 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 tumbles for 15, 20 feet, lands on his tires, and drives away. I'm like, cool, no big deal. Well, I made it about another half a lap, and I turned the corner too tight, and it just gently rolled over on its roof. Al went over there, pushed it over with his, and it took off. No problem. And then, I made sure he was going to be able to go. He took off. I hit the gas again, and the front end kind of, Rah! And I'm like, both of us were like, uh-oh. Because we knew I either had 3-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive. There's nothing connected in the rear end anymore. The drive shafts are there. The diff kind of maybe is there. Something exploded back here. And speaking of exploded, we now have a sunroof in the body. The body just absolutely shattered. And granted, like I said, 5 foot in the air, death spiral, landed on its roof, which also did in the wing mount and did in the rear body mount. Both sides snapped off. This side's still on the body. This side's still on the body. This side, So, new body, probably rear diff, which I have, rear wing mount, rear body mount. Lord knows what else once I dig into it. I'm assuming the input gear of the rear diff sheared off or something. Because it doesn't even sound like there's anything spinning back here. That's just wheels on bearings. There's no grinding, there's no nothing. Up here, still fully attached to the drivetrain. So something from the slipper clutch to the diff ain't there no more. Obviously, need to go, hose this off, clean it up, tear into it. Probably not going to be anytime soon, but I will get it fixed one way or the other. We'll just have to assess what parts are needed and, start getting a few bits and pieces here and there. The body sucks because the bodies on these things are not cheap. I think it's $50-$60 for a buggy body. There's not much to it, but they're not cheap. So I may look aftermarket, see if there is something out there that, doesn't look horrendous, and, we'll give that a try. So yeah, the poor Typhon did well until the sky high death roll and crash. And then things went south after that. Like I said, the rear end, I don't know what happened. Like I said, it drove away from the big tumble, which I think took out, all of this. And I don't know what happened to the diff. I'll have to knock all the dirt. Just sitting on the bench, my bench is covered. So, yeah, we're going to have to really clean this guy up and get it going again. Because this is my basher one. The other one I've got set up and going to keep set up for the track. Has the race tires on there. So once, springtime comes and we can get out there racing on the track, that's going to be the one to take over to Al's. This is the bash around the yard one. So I would like to get it back together. The plan is, once I get done with the Yokomo, I'm going to start tearing down the Cloudbuster, get that all cleaned up, get the body stripped, repainted, rebuilt. Mostly it's going to be a cleanup and all that stuff. And I do have to take the wheels and tires off, take the wheels, put them in peroxide because they're very yellow. So get everything kind of brought back to life, get that one refurbished. And then after that, I'm not sure. We'll have to dig into the closet and find something else to build. So yeah, that's where we're at in the shop here. Hope everybody's having a great day. Everybody out there, as always, be happy, be healthy, be safe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. See you. Yeah, I mean, that's an impressive pile of crap to come out of one buggy.